Live in a few minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on this Tuesday. Tuesday, that's right, in the early part of the week. As that we had been mentioning it throughout the week. Yeisi, did I mention that right? Yeisi?
JC, yeah.
Esther, he is on the show with us. Welcome back once again, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. We've been trying to get together for a while. We
Yes.
started like a month ago and then in June, and finally we made it. I'm glad to be here. And thank you again for all the work you do for Tejano Music and always for supporting my music. Thank you very much.
Awesome, awesome. Appreciate that. Yes, most definitely. Once again, like I said, welcome back to the show. As that we have been talking offline here before the interview, and he's got a lot. You got a lot going on for you. You've got so much stuff that's keeping you busy, of course. We're talking about the new single that you got out. You were participating in a video that we'll get to here shortly as well over the weekend, which is you're just coming out of that there in San Antonio. Let's start with that. You know what I
I'm,
mean?
I'm still in the hotel, you could tell.
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah.
here since Friday. Yes, I was invited to participate, not in a musical capacity, but just as the actor or the model. Although I'm not a model or anything of the sorts, but I was invited by my friend Ruben Angel, who was putting everything together, and he was kind enough to offer that for me, and I was happy to come. It's a video that involves David Lee Jackson of Musicales,
Hmm.
along with Cesar Martinez, their lead singer. And it's a great song from a gentleman from the valley where I'm from.
Okay.
And they went all out with the production. We've been here for 3 days shooting in Market Square area, and we had a horse carriage scene at the end. So we had Miss San Antonio, Natalie
Okay.
Torres Day, opposite of me working for that. And it was great. It was fun because Gilbert Velasquez did a little cameo there.
Awesome, awesome. One of the
So
best in
we
the
have
biz.
the best in the business, Mr. Record for most Grammys in Texas, I call him. But yeah, so it was just a collaboration of great people for a good cause, a good song, and I was happy to be. Like I was telling them, I've done many music videos, but I'm always sort of micromanaging because it's my song and I can be kind of picky about it. And it was fun to just sit back and let someone else that had the vision of what they wanted to do just direct me on where to go. And I had a lot of fun. It's always fun to do music videos. Long hours, but fun.
Oh, I believe it. I believe it definitely. And you're showing that just now. I mean, you're coming out of a weekend that you spent some time there. Like you said, you were a key role in the video, and it's an experience for you that you have now with you, and you'll take and cherish that for the moments for the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Who knows? That might open up more doors for you. You know what I mean later on. But definitely, I'm sure it's time consuming and time. It takes time. You know what I mean? From take and take and take and take, and there's something that ain't right. They're going to redo it again and whatnot. So you got all that now. You know what it's all about to try to shoot a video like that. You know what I mean? I'm sure you have videos of your own that you've had in the past. So,
Luckily, since I've done quite a few, I understand, and I was very empathetic to the people doing the video because I know that 20 takes to get like one little scene and then do it again, but from a different angle and a different
uh huh.
lighting. So I know, and I told them, I'm here to just help you guys make it better, and whatever you need me to do, let me know.
There you go. You got it right there, man. Awesome. We want to send, from myself and everybody here at Houston's Tejano Hits, congratulations to you on your nomination for the 41st Tejano Music Awards, 41st annual Tejano Music Awards for Best New Artist, New Male Artist. You know?
New artist, yes. Thank you very much. It was a surprise, and more important than anything, it's good to have the awards back up. During the
Mm-hmm.
pandemic, that stopped, so it's good to have that again. Let it get some traction, and get the new artists that are coming in, and artists that are putting out great product, great
Yeah,
album, and great music to get that recognition, and it's a win-win for everybody.
for
It's good
everyone.
to have those awards, and hopefully this year we'll have it in person. So I look
Mm-hmm.
forward to attending in person and seeing all fellow colleagues and musicians and people that I collaborate sometimes at a distance.
Right.
And for me, I mean, an honor to be nominated because I am a new artist, so to get that little highlight in what you're doing is always great. And I was very happy. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And the voting is open, to public, I believe, right now. I'm not sure if it's still open. I believe you can still vote if you're out there. You got us tuned in. Search it. You know what I mean? The Tejano Music Awards, the 41st annual, and look it up. You know what I mean? You can go out there and cast your vote as well. So we want to remind everybody out there that I believe, you're still able to do that. I believe right now it's still kind of early, so I'm sure it's still possible. But
I think,
talking
yeah,
about,
I think the voting for the public should be opening up soon. I think right now there was only the industry, but it'll
industry,
be open, and it'll be everywhere. I mean, it'll
yeah,
be posted
be
everywhere
everywhere.
to the public.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can follow his Facebook page, and his all his social media sites, and he'll get all that information out there. You can follow our links too here on Houston'sTejanoHits.com as well. Keith Leon Radio Show. We would, we'll post all that stuff as it comes available for everyone out there. Speaking about collaborations, you said you participated in one Christian Tejano album recently as well. Tell me about that experience.
Yes, Ramiro Serna, who's a multi-Grammy winner, invited me to collaborate or to be a guest artist in the Christian Tejano album. I had met up with Ramiro at last year's Texas Latin Grammy chapter party,
Hmm.
and we talked about maybe doing some collaboration. And then he invited me. He told me we're doing a Christian album, Christian Tejano album, and I'm inviting Ram Herrera, and I would like for you to be the other guest artist. So he sent me the song, and of course, I said yes immediately. He sent me the song, and we actually got to do it there at the legendary Freddie Records in Corpus Christi.
Hmm.
And that was, I mean, just walking in there on its own is an experience. You see all the things on the wall and all the
Oh yeah.
artists that have gone through there, and all the years of people that have recorded all those hits, and they have the album covers and the golden records and the platinum records of
Yeah.
Ramon
Yeah.
Ayala and everybody. So just walking around there and getting a tour was amazing. But we did something different for me, because that's not really what I'm mostly focused on. But I was happy to collaborate. I got to hang out with Mr. Ramadera, I'm a big fan of. And I had opened up for him before. Actually, I opened up for him right when I started, and he was very kind and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Humble, down to earth, even though he's got such a long career and all these hits. We did a project that it's from the heart. It doesn't have a commercial purpose, but it has a more deeper purpose. It's got a good message, and it's just, especially in these times of pandemic and things like that,
Right.
it's good to have that option. So I was blessed, and I was so happy to be able to participate. And that should be coming out soon, because we did it over the summer, and hopefully they finish the production, and I'll gladly share it with everybody here.
Awesome, awesome. So again, why don't you throw out your Facebook page and all that other good stuff out there, so that way when everything does become available, they can look it up for. I mean, I know that there's a lot of people. We want to say hello to Joe Villanueva también, also as the Tejano Bluesman, who's got us out there tuned in, commented on the show as well. But Roxy Posadas also says hi, Yeisi, saludos. Juan Mendoza Jr. también from Mas Chingon Radio has got us tuned in as well. Big shout out to him and all
The
the.
blues man was my neighbor. He was next to me at our Vegas booth the whole
Yeah.
the day we were there. Yes, so,
Yep.
saludos, neighbor.
He's a great guy too. He's been on the show as well. I got to get him back on here very, very soon as well. But again, we're talking with Mr. Yeisi. You got a new single out, which is hitting the airwaves, and it's coming up. You know what I mean? You got the album itself, like we were talking about earlier. The album that you do have out right now has got so many different twists in it. You know what I mean? You've got a lot of different. El Plan participated in your as well. La Phoenix participated in your brand new single that you got out right now, Te Quiero. How did that come about? How did you get to get that single done with those gals?
Well, just overall with the second album, I wanted to do something different from the first one. Romance Tejano was an album that was uh, very classic Tejano style sounding. And for this
Hmm.
one, I didn't want to do just a part two of Romance
Hmm.
Tejano. I wanted to do something different. And the decision that I took was to make it an album with as much variety as possible. So that included, for the first time, inviting some fellow songwriter friends of mine,
Uh-huh.
doing collaborations with a couple of other artists, Las Phoenix and the Plan, and I even did a cover song. The duet with Las Phoenix, which is a current single, came about because we actually shared a producer years ago, Rudy Gonzalez, who's he was a producer that was doing very well with other groups about 8, 9 years ago, and he would produce my music, and then he'd go to Houston and work with Las Phoenix, and he would always tell me about what he was doing with them over there. And then years later, our mixing engineer, Abelardo Rivera, who mixes all my music, also mixes their stuff. So I kind of had indirectly been aware of what they were doing all the time. And when I was looking for a collaboration, I wanted it to be with a female voice because I already
Okay.
had a plan with male voice. I wanted to do something with the female voice, and that was my first option with Las Phoenix. So Abelardo Rivera from Monterrey is the one that made it happen. It was still during the pandemic time, so I actually recorded the entire song with Gilbert. We produced it
Okay.
here in San Antonio, and then we sent it over to Houston so the girls could do their part. And then Abelardo Rivera was in charge of putting it all together, and the structure of the song suited a duet because of the verse, two verses, and then the chorus. And he was able to put it together, and it came out great. The song was great. If I do say so myself, because I wrote it, it came out really good. This has it's a love song, which is the type of music that I love to write. And then having the girls from the Phoenix add their voice made it that much better. They have a very crisp and clean sound, and they just brought it to another level, I think. And
Yes.
you
Oh,
can
they
hear
def.
when you hear the contrast, it
Uh-huh.
really makes your ears like, okay, what's going on? Who's that? I like it.
Yeah, it is definitely different. You know what I mean? And congratulations to you on that and that awesome work that you did on that production right there. So songwriting is something that you do. You do a lot of songwriting.
I write all my songs.
Oh wow. Oh
Romance
well,
Tejano, the first album, I wrote all the songs, and this one, it's got 8 tracks, and I wrote five.
okay.
Um, and I have another 60 songs there waiting to get recorded. When I do the album, for example, when I did Romance Tejano,
Mm-hmm.
and with Gilbert for the first time, I took like 30 songs, and we listened to all of them, and we handpicked the ones that ended up on the album. But that's my first passion. I write all my music. I grew up with the idea of that old school where like Bee Gees and Beatles, they write all their own stuff, and to me that gives it a stamp and a personality that it's hard to get when it's not your song.
Yeah, most definitely, definitely.
It helps me transmit what I want to say, and it really, if you listen to the songs, it'll let you know that I'm generally a romantic guy, and that's why all my songs are romantic, and it gives you an insight to the mind of the artist and the songwriter.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Awesome, awesome. There's great stuff going on for you right now. You got a lot of things going on. Vegas Tejano, you just came out of that this year as well, and was that your first experience there? I think you've been there before, huh?
So this was my first time,
Oh, really?
time,
Dang.
and
It was
but
a great experience, I'm sure.
it was great because you get to see Tejano fans, and that's really the best description. If this is a convention for Tejano fans,
Hmm.
people from Washington were there, people from Arizona, New Mexico, people that you would never expect in remote places where you don't know if they listen to Tejano music. And they would come up to my booth and say, "We heard your song in Washington, and we heard it in this other place, New Mexico, Arizona." And it's great because you can meet them in person. I was at the
Hmm.
booth, and I took my albums, and they were just happy. They come up, take pictures, buy your album, share a story about something they've been there before or first time, or some of them don't know you that well, so they want to know what you're about, and some of them
Right.
have been listening to your music for some time, and they want to just see who is the person singing that. So I had a blast, and I got to hang out with a lot of fellow artists and musicians. I got to sing a couple of times at the Hitmaker stage with Mario Ortiz,
Okay.
and Gilbert. So that was another great experience to sing in front of that crowd that strictly Tejano fans because
Hmm.
they fly there for the Tejano convention. So these aren't casual attendees.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So you had a pretty busy year, and it's not over yet. You got a lot of things. You got to close it out. You know what I mean? We got the like I said, the Tejano Music Awards coming up at the end of the year as well. I believe it's in November,
November
the 41st annual.
26th, I think.
Huh?
November 26th, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you go.
And
Almost towards the end of the year.
And a week before we have the Latin Grammys, so I'll be in
Hmm.
Vegas again for the Latin Grammys, and then fly straight back for the Hell Music Awards about a week later. So
Yeah.
we still got some stuff to do
Yeah,
before
to
the
close
year.
out the year strong. Yeah, you got a lot. So what's next for you? You know, is this going to be the album that you currently have out right now? Is this going to be your final single on that one, or you're going to draw more from it?
Well, I would like to at least get one more single out.
Okay.
Like I said, there's variety. I do have a song by a good friend of mine, Juan Trevino, uh,
Okay. Yes.
Latin Grammy winner, songwriter,
Mm-hmm.
and he contributed a song to my album. I would like to release that one maybe as the last single, depending on the timing. But I am also currently working on my next album for 2023. We are deep into that one. We have about half of the songs recorded. I'm just looking to add some of that secret sauce collaboration.
Yeah.
And it's difficult because there's so many great artists, and I've been fortunate enough to meet a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have to see, well, which one do I choose for which song? Because I have a bunch of songs as well. And but that's the project that I want to close off the year and continue for the first part of the year and release it hopefully by maybe mid-April.
Okay.
Again, songs written by me, and that's the fun part of this, I think,
Mm-hmm.
producing the album, because I write the songs and you find the producer, you find the musicians, and you collaborate with other artists, and you try to get creative and do stuff that is interesting and innovative, and people hear something different from one album to the other. There's an evolution, there's a progression.
Yes.
So that's what I'm involved in right now. Apart, we got the Christian
Mm-hmm.
collaboration coming out. I have a little project with Mr. Roger Velasquez from San Antonio.
Okay.
Velasquez, we co-wrote a song over the summer, so that's also in the works. Uh, so lots of little projects coming out. This video that we just shot yesterday should also be coming out. And even though I don't participate in it musically, it's a great song by a friend of mine. And like I said, all these great people that come out in the video. It's a fun video. So you'll see me doing some acting, and then you'll see Cesar Martinez with David Lee doing the musical part, and then you see Gilbert doing a cameo. So it'll be
Outstanding.
a fun video. And
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that, everybody out there. It's going to be released very, very soon. All right, so check that out, and you can also follow Yeisi on his Facebook page. Are you on Instagram as well? What
I use,
social
I
media
use
sites can they reach you on?
I use Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Obviously, Facebook and Instagram are the day to day. I put stories of all the things that I'm
Okay.
doing, and I've been sharing lots of things over these past 2 days. I shared one. I'll share with the people since we're here. We're doing the video shoot at the Market Square,
Mm-hmm.
and I was walking by a michelada stand when I spotted the latest single, my single. So it took me a second to realize that it was actually my single, because it was I caught it during the accordion solo.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I went over and I asked the gentleman, where are you guys playing this off? And they were playing it off of Houston Tejano Hits playlist. So
Mm-hmm.
that was pretty cool too. Um,
Yeah. I was excited about that. I was like, wow, you know what I mean? I said, and I've been there to that michelada stand there at Market Square, and my wife was what she was showing me, and I was like, whoa, wait, rewind it right quick. Let me check that out again. I was like, wow, it's amazing. So I mean, shout out to all those guys out there in San Antonio, Texas, as well, supporting us out there.
yeah.
Houston's
So
Tejano
stuff like
hits.
that, I'll share on my day-to-day stories on Facebook. So they can
Yeah,
follow me on Yeisi Oficial. That's how you
JC.
locate me for Instagram and Facebook. YEISI Oficial. And on YouTube is where I share the more, I guess, professionally recorded stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
official videos, or if I do a TV show or an appearance, things like that. They can go check out the video, the El Plan video, which we did in Monterrey. It's there, and a couple of other singles videos. Same thing, Yeisi Oficial on my YouTube channel, and Instagram and Facebook, Yeisi Oficial as well. So go add me, follow me, and send me comments, send me questions. I answer everything myself, and that's how you best keep up to date with all the things that are happening.
There you go, people. You had it right there. This is his latest single right here, featuring Las Phoenix, Te Quiero. All right, so you can hear that right here on Houston'sTejanoHits.com. Keith Leal Radio Show as well. Don't forget, coming up very soon, public voting will, it should be open. It's going to be opening very soon, so you go out there and cast your vote as well if you like the music. And he's nominated for Best New Artist. Okay, so it doesn't get any better than that. So
Well,
don't forget to check that out.
the best new artist was last year.
Last year?
Yeah, this year, on your first year, you're only allowed to be nominated for the best new artist. This year, fortunately, I can actually go for more categories like best album or best collaboration, best single, best male.
Okay,
And
and
it's
it's
be open to the public soon, and hopefully, if we get to nominations, then we can vote for a larger variety of categories.
all from the current album that you have out currently, right?
Yes, right here. Reminiscencias, it's available just like all the other albums on Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, YouTube. You can Shazam it. It's on like 40 other different digital platforms. So if you just look up under Yeisi, you'll find it.
And there you have it right there. Well, once again, JC, we're going to get to a couple of more comments that we got right here. Let's see here. Chris Zavala's got us tuned in as well.
Yes,
Irma Aguilar. Yes, and just tuning in right here. Vecino from Jovia Nueva.
yeah.
You had to throw that in there. Awesome. So yes, again, we do appreciate you taking the time this morning to be with me here on the show. You're welcome back anytime. Keep in touch with us. Like I said, we're planning on this interview here for some time. We finally were able to make it happen today. And you got a lot of stuff. You're very busy. You got a lot on your plate. Best of luck to you. You know what I mean? Get yourself some rest because you got a lot of stuff ahead of you as well. To close out the year and then to finish up your album for 23 as well for 2023. You're gonna be busy.
Not be busy, but happy busy.
Yes, definitely.
And once again, thank you for having me on your show. Every time that I come, you're very kind, and I always feel very welcome at your show. And once again, thank you for your support to my music and all the hard work you do for Tejano music. Just appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, not a problem, not a problem. We will catch you guys later. They're all tuned in here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this broadcast, the Keith Leal Radio Show and Houston'sTejanoHits.com.